Hi, I'm Colin Adams and I run the community centre known as Hanley Crouch, which is based in North London. It's a really interesting area because it's the most polarised rich and poor people living along side by side. Over the last 5 years, we've just seen a gentrification of the area. The house prices have shot up. We're seeing two different types of economy. We're seeing residents during the day that are trying to struggle and barely get enough food to eat and making sure that the ends meet, to the nighttime economy, which is people like restaurants. We have a proliferation of cafes, restaurants, all down Dragon Road. What it just means is that the people that haven't feel more isolated, hence social isolation, hence not feeling that they're really belonging. And the fact remains that most of the young people here that were born and bred in Islington will not be able to live in Islington, and that to me is a crime. Social isolation, irrespective of what age you are, is one of the biggest challenges that people face. And having a community centre addresses that, because I can then bring them into a space. So they allow different groups, a range of different people from different socioeconomic backgrounds, different views, opinions, to come into a building where it's non-threatening and they can just congregate and come together. The difference it makes enormous. I know it's a difference to make because we asked them to give us feedback on our services and what we do. We did a tea dance. We had 60 elderly people. They thanked us. They came from all four corners of Islington to come in. I was asked by the police and the council to set up a community-based group that looked at all the hate crime that's happened. And since we've had Brexit, there's been a kind of a culture change, I feel, in terms of people feeling that they've interpreted the vote as getting every foreigner out, or it's allowed them the license for them to say things that they wouldn't have said before. And some of the community groups are feeling slightly under siege at the moment. I think it's really important because at the moment I think the challenge is our communities are disintegrating a bit because people are becoming more fragmented. And I think that's a huge one for us. So I think activities where we bring the community together are the way forward, but also to have an honest discussion about what our differences and value our differences rather than use them as a weapon. When I first came in, we had a huge budget. Great, we had reserves and we were going along swimmingly. But over the last 5 years, my budget's been reduced by, I'd say, about 40%. It's increasingly hard to fundraise because investors quite rightly are asking the impact that you're making, and more people are chasing fewer funds. Funders are asking for more information. They're asking us to try to work cross-jointly. There's tenders, and sometimes I simply don't have the time. I simply don't have the time to sit down there and focus for 2 days on a funding application. I'd love to, but the reality is that I don't have that. And some forms you get, they're thin, and some are like an extract from War and Peace. They're asking everything for your DNA from your twice removed cousin. I think they need to just simplify the process, but I appreciate they've got to distinguish between the ones that they're going to fund and the ones they aren't. So whilst I can see it from their perspective, it is cumbersome, it's a lot of resource, and sometimes for little return.